Hello learners, you know that Dewey Decimal Classification is a versatile tool to classify knowledge. We the library professionals or you the would-be library professionals should know how we use the schedule to classify the subject of knowledge resources that comes in our library. We know that in the library we have to arrange all the documents in a helpful sequence so that user can find the documents in the least possible time. And as Dewey has told that right information for right time to the right user, we have to follow it, and through the library classification we must achieve it. Now you also heard that Melville Dewey has divided the entire universe of knowledge into 10 classes, among which one of the class is religion. Today we will discuss on the class religion in practical aspect. Before going into in-depth discussion, I would like to share how we have divided the entire discussion into 5 sections. In first one, we have a brief introduction of classification and subjects. Then it comes the brief or in a nutshell about the schedule, that is Dewey Decimal Classification 23rd edition. Finally, the class 200 that is dedicated for religion, and we will follow some examples so that we can comprehend the class in a better way. And finally, there will be a self-review question through which you can understand your understanding how you have benefited through this video as well as with my lecture. Now, you know that we have to classify the subject of knowledge resources. Here, two ideas have been generated. One is the subject and another one is classification. So, the subject on which a document is embodied. You know that there are 3 types of subject. One is simple subject, which is the main subject or the main class without any isolate idea, as for example Christianity, chemistry, physics, etc. Second one is compound subject. Here a main class comes with one or more isolate idea. As for example, you can say Journal of Sports or Handbook of Library Science. Here journal and handbooks are isolate ideas, whereas sports and library science are dedicated as a subject or class in the Dewey Decimal Classification. And finally, the complex one. It comprises of 2 phases taken from different main classes, or maybe more than 2 phases taken from the main classes. It comes with isolate idea or without isolate idea. As for example, you can say science and religion, Buddhism and Jainism, etc. So now, as per our commitment, we will concentrate on the almost enumerative classification scheme, that is Dewey Decimal Classification Scheme. You know that Melville Dewey has developed this classification scheme from 1874 to 1876, and the first edition was published in 1876. And presently it is most widely used library classification scheme in the world, and it has already translated into 30 plus languages, and more than 2 lakhs libraries in 135 countries around the world are using this particular classification scheme to classify their documents in their library. Presently, we have the 23rd edition of DDC, that is Dewey Decimal Classification, which was published in 2011 with its 4 volumes. In the first summary, we will get the 10 divisions of the universe of knowledge. The first one is 100, that is philosophy and psychology. 200 is for religion. 300 for social sciences, whereas 400 language, 500 and 600 are science and technology respectively. 700 is arts and recreation. 800 literature, and 900 is for geography. And the classes not included from 100 to 900 comes within 000. You can clearly understand it. So let's concentrate on the particular class of today's discussion, that is 200 religion. Actually, the religion is a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitude, belief and practice. It is a service and worship to the God or the supernatural, and it is also the commitment or devotion to religious faith or observance. And you know that there are many religions around the world, many religious faith, belief, and their script. So the literature on this particular class is huge. So to classify it, you should know what are the different subdivision of the religion. The class 200 has been again divided into 10 divisions like this. That is philosophy and theory of religion, the Bible, Christianity, Christian practice and observance, Christian pastoral practice and religious order, Christian organization, social work and worship, history of Christianity, Christian denomination, and finally 290 other religions. So you can see that from 220 to 280, all the classes are dedicated for Christianity and its subdivisions. Rest, all other religions, we can find it in the 290 other religions. There are many subdivision and section in the class religion also to accommodate the subjects or the religious practice of humankind. So let's classify some titles of document so that we can understand what or how the religion class can be used in the library in the practice. So our first example is harmonies of gospel. This is a very simple number. Actually, gospel is the story from the Bible. So we have to naturally go to the religion, that is the class 200. Then under 200 from third summary you can get the number for Bible, that is 220. Under 2 to 6 there is a section under Bible, that is Gospel and Acts, that is 2 to 6. Under 2 to 6 there is a title or there is a subject, that harmonies of gospel, that is 2 to 6.1. So this is a direct number, you can find it in the page number 191 of the Dewey Decimal Classification, and the direct number will be 226.1. So isn't it a very simple one? Next, move for the next one, that is Manu Samhita, or the codes or the laws of as derived or as told us by Manu. As for the Hindu mythology, he is the first man in the world. So the code of Manu. So naturally, the code of Manu, as it is related with the Hinduism, we have to go in the religion. Then 290, as we have mentioned that from 220 to 280 are dedicated for Christianity and its other divisions and sections. So for other religion, we have to go in the 290, and under 290, the 294 is for religions of Indian origin. If you go to page number around 280 in the volume 2, you can find the, or 279, you can find the number of 294, that is the religions of English origin or the Indian origin. Under it, 294.5 is for Hinduism. So it is actually the Manu Samhita, actually a sacred book. So we have to find the number of sacred books under Hinduism. So if you scroll down or browse the due decimal classification, you will get it under 294.592. It is for sacred books and scripture. Under it, there is 294.5926, that is Dharma Shastra. There is a class year note which tells us including Code of Manu. So the instruction clearly tells us that the Manu Samhita, or the English translation that would be Code of Manu, will come under Dharma Shastra. The number is 294.5926. It is available, or you can find it from page number 280 of the volume 2. So this is also a direct number, that is a simpler one. Next, if we go for the third one, the title is Oral Tradition in Buddhism Among Chinese. So here the subject definitely Buddhism, and there are two another facets. One is oral traditions and another one is China. So Chinese is national or ethnic group. So we can find it from table 6. But as we know that we cannot add any number from any table except table 1 unless and until we have get any instruction. So let's hope for the best and proceed for Buddhism. And you know that Buddhism also comes under religion of inequality. So Buddhism, the number you can get from the volume 2, the number is 294.3. That is Buddhism. And the book definitely is a source that tells about the religion Buddhism. So we go to source, and then in 294.383 we will get the number for oral tradition. So as it is under 294.3, so it is the oral tradition of Buddhism. So we have got the number for oral tradition for Buddhism. Now we have to derive the number for the Chinese. So we know that in table 6 we will get the national group or the ethnic group, but there is no provision or no instruction under oral tradition to go for table 5. So we have to bypass it. Naturally, the table which we can use at our own, that is table 1. So we move in the table 1. In table 1, there is a number we will get at 089, that is ethnic and national group. So from table 1, we can add 089 for ethnic and national group, where there is an instruction under 0891 to 0899 that add to the base number 089 notation 1 to 9 from table 5, that is dedicated for ethnic and national groups. So in table 5 we will get 951 for Chinese. So we have got all the three facets. One is Buddhism, second one is oral tradition, and third one is Chinese. So let's synthesize the number. The number will be 294.383, that is the oral tradition of Buddhism. Then we add 089 that we have found in table 1 for national and ethnic group, and finally from table 6 we have found the number of Chinese, that is 951. So the final class number will be 294.383.089.951. I think you have got it. So proceed for the next. The next title is Bhagavad Gita in English. It also comes under Hinduism. It is a sacred scripture of Hinduism. So We already know the number of Hinduism is 294.5. Under it, 294.592 is sacred book and scripture. Under it, there is a direct number of Bhagavad Gita, that is 294.5924. Now, the facet of language, that is English, is still missing because this Bhagavad Gita can be of any language. So, we have to add the number for English. So, you can find in the page number 276, that is Bhagavad Gita, which is started with a mark asterisk. And in the bottom, there is written, add as instructed under 294. The asterisk means here, add as instructed under 294.592. There, we have found the number for translation is 045. So, there is an extended subdivision under 294.592, and from there we can use the translation 045. Under 045, there is also add instruction. It tells us that add to 045 the notation 1 to 9 from table 6. And you know that table 6 is dedicated for languages. There, for English, the number is 21. So, we have got the number for Bhagavad Gita, numbers under special subdivision for translation is 045, and here we have got an instruction to add notation 1 to 9 from table 6. Hence, we have found the number for English, that is 21. So, the synthesis of the number will be 294.5924, then 045 for translation and 21 for English, that we have found in table 6. So, remember, we have not add the number from table 6 directly. We have to add 045 as there is an instruction to go in the table 6. That's why we can add 21. So, the number will be 294.592.404.521. Okay. So, next, the fifth example. The title tells us the book is about Roman Catholic churches in West Bengal. Okay. So, Catholic church means it's related with the Christianity. So, we have to go in the from 220 to 280. In the third summary, we can find in 282 there is Roman Catholic Church. So, if you go to the schedule and page number 71 of volume 2, you will get the Roman Catholic Church in 282. Under it, you will find for specific continent, countries and localities in modern world, the Roman Catholic Church in modern world is under 282.4.2.9. There is an instruction that add to the base number 282 the notation 4 to 9 from table 2. Okay. So, the Roman Catholic Church, we have found the 282, and under 282.4 to 282.9, we have found an instruction where it allows us to add areas notation from table 2. From there, we can find the number of West Bengal, that is 5414. And what was the instruction? The instruction was add the areas notation with the base number 282, not with the 282.4 to .9. So, naturally, we have to omit the 4-.9 and add 5414 as areas notation. Hence, the class number will be 282.5414. Okay, it is a bit easier. So, proceed for the next example. Now, the example 6. The title of the document is Concordance of Revised Standard Version of Bible. So, one is the main class is Bible, then it comes the concordance, that is a form, and another one is Revised Standard Version. So, hopefully, we will find the number for Revised Standard Version because we know that Bible has different versions. So as entire 220 to 280 has been dedicated for Christianity and its subdivision. So we should have get the number for the standard revised version of Bible. Direct number should be there, and then we have to use or we have to find the number for concordance. So first we have to go 220, that is for Bible, and 220.5, that is the modern version and translation. Under it, there is revised standard version is 220.5204. Okay. So as we have told you that there should be a direct number for revised standard version of Bible. So the revised standard version of Bible will be 220.5204. Under it, you can see that the revised standard version is started with the mark asterisk, and at the bottom of the page, and this you will find in page number 184 of volume 2, the asterisk marks represent that add as instructed under 220.5201 to 220.5209. That you can find it in the bottom of the page 184, the meaning of the mark asterisk. So as per the instruction, we have to move 220.5201 to 220.5209. So there is dedicated for English, and under it the concordance, index and dictionaries are marked with the number 3. So we have got the number for revised standard version of Bible, and from extended subdivision we have got the number for concordance, that is 3. So it is simple. We have to omit the number 220.5201 to 220.5209 as per the instruction, and we have to use only 3 with the revised standard version of the Bible. The number will be 220.5204. Then we have to add the number for concordance, that is 3. So finally the number will be 220.52043. Okay. Now the next example, that is sacred books of Jainism. We have found the scriptures and sacred books of Hinduism. Now it is time for Jainism. So it is also come under the other religion, as we have already mentioned that other than Christianity, any religion you will get in 290. So religion, then religion from other religion is 290, then Jainism is 294.4. You know Jainism is also from Indian origin. So it comes under 294, then the Jainism is 294.4. And look that Jainism is come with a special cross-like symbol, and at the bottom of the page 277 it tells us it represents as instructed under 290. So we have to move in the class 290. There is extended subdivision where we have found the specific elements under 1 to 9. There is another instruction there that add the number following 20 in 201 to 209. So under Jainism there is no direct number for sacred scriptures or books. So we have to go as per the instruction under 290. There we have found an instruction that add the number following 20 in 201 to 209. There in 208.2 we have found sacred books and scriptures. Remember, this 208.2, the number for sacred books and scripture, are irrespective of any religion. When we add this number with the Jainism, then it will be the number for sacred books and scriptures of Jainism. Two different components. One is sacred books and scripture that is available in 208.2, and another class number is Jainism that is comes under 294.4 can be added with the help of instruction that is found under 290 and then under 129 of 290, that is specific element. Okay. Now we have to synthesize the number. So the number for Jainism was 294.4. Then as per the instruction, we have got the number for sacred books and scripture is 208.2. As per the instruction, we have to omit the first two digits of 208.2 because it has told us the number following 20. So we have to omit 20. So it is marked with red, and as we have already used a dot after 294, so the dot after 8 is not required here because in any class number there is only one dot and rest we will use the spaces that we have already mentioned. So the number will be 294.4 for Jainism, and for sacred scripture we have used 208.2, from where we have taken only 82. So the number will be 294.482. So this is the number for sacred scriptures of Jainism. Okay. So the next problem is description of occupational ethics in Quran. Again, it is other than Christianity, so it comes under again 290. And for Islam, as you know that Quran is a sacred scripture of Islamic religion, so it comes under 297. The Islam, the regime and the way of faith, it comes under 297. Under it, there is a direct number for Quran, that is 297.122. Now, here you can see that the book tells us about the description of occupational ethics. The occupational ethics cannot be a religious topic. So, it is a non-religious topic dealt in the Quran. The book tells us about the non-religious topic. In this particular case, that is occupational ethics, how it was dealt in the Quran. Okay. So, in the number under Quran, there is another entry, that is specific non-religious subject treated in the Quran. The number is 297.122.80012.122.8999. You will find it in the page number 303 of volume 2. And there is an instruction. It tells us that add to the base number 297.1228 the notation 001 to 999. Means any subject you can add with this instruction because it allows us to use from 001 to 999. From third summary, we can retrieve the number for occupational ethics, that is 174. So we have already got the number for Quran and non-religious subject dealt in the Quran. Then got the instruction. From the instruction, we have found the number for occupational ethics. So we have covered all the facets dealt in the book. So the number will be 297.1228, and then we have to delete 0001 to 122.89999 as per the instruction in the specific non-religious subject dealt in the Quran. Then we have to add number for occupational ethics, that is 174. So the final number is 297.122.8174. So this is an example of two classes has been added in this particular class number. So you can tell it as an example of complex subject. Now the next example is Hindu moral attitude towards the children. This is again from under 294.5 as because Hinduism is concerned. Then under it you can find the direct number of religious ethics, that is 294.548. Under 294.5486 there is an add instruction. It tells us that add to the base number 294.5486 the number following 17 in 172 to 179. So in the Quran we have found that there is the instruction told us to add from 001 to 999, but as it is particularly concerned with the moral issues, sins, vices and virtues, so it restricts us from 172 to 179. So we have to find the moral attitude towards the children from 172 to 179. So treatment of the children is 179.2. So as per the instruction, we have to add the number of treatment of children with Hindu religious ethics. Okay. So the religious ethics of Hinduism was 294.5486. Then as per the instruction, we have found the number for towards the children. It is 179.2. But as per the instruction under the class number 294.5486, we have to omit the 17 because it has told us to add the number following 17. So finally, the number will be 294.548692, and the dot, you may have a question that where the dot for 179.2 we have removed, because we have already used a dot after 294, so another dot is not required as DB has instructed us to use only single dot in any class number if required and if it is more than 3 digits. So here is a last example. It is religion and occultism. So you can understand that two specific class, one is religion and another one is occultism, is dealt in this particular title. So religion of secular discipline is 201.6, where under 201.6001 to 6199 we can find the computer science, information, philosophy, parapsychology and occultism psychology. So we are concerning about occultism for this particular title. So we have to add to the base number 201.6 the notation 001 to 199, because you can see the number described here, that is computer science, information, philosophy, parapsychology, occultism, psychology, all comes under either under 000 or 100. So the instruction restricts us within 001 to 199. And from the third summary, we can easily get the number for parapsychology and occultism, that is 130. So as per the instruction, we have to take the base number 201.6 and have to delete the next 0012.6199, and then we have to add 130 for occultism, and naturally as the last zero, when the number more than 3 digits, then the last zero is not required, so we have to also remove the last zero. Okay, so the number will be 201.613. It will be available in the page number 171 of the volume 2. So hope you can understand the class 200. So let's check how you have understood it. We have some question on your screen, or you can say it's some title of the document. We have classified it into 3 categories. One is simple, another one is compound, and finally the complex. You can try it of your own using the DDC 23rd edition so that you can understand how you have achieved the knowledge by watching the video. And finally, I would like to request you to not only depend on this lecture, rather you should have to know the highways and byways of the practical classification, so that we have also provided the list of references and further reading from where you can achieve some more ideas. So that's all for this particular session, and hope you have enjoyed it and you got a bit knowledge about the class 200, and hope with the practice you can enjoy the class and understand the DDC in a better way. Thank you.